Hey Robert, we got the tri-tip for you. This is a huge piece of meat. I'll give you a little 101 on it. We'll chase you around here with the camera. Try that one out. What I usually do is I cut them open. And you're going to have a little bit of juice in there. Probably should have did that earlier. Grab some. Usually grab some paper towels. Pull it out. I'll lay it right on that paper towel. I'll lay it right out. Throw the bag away. I'm gonna cook this one tonight, but you can do all this and let it sit. So like say you did it in the morning before you went to work, or say you did it before you went to bed is fine too. But you can, I usually just take and dry them off a little bit. And I'll have to grab some new paper towels. Paper towels are your best friend. I usually just kind of dry it off a little bit. Soak up some of that extra stuff. What we're going to do is let some of the stuff come out as it, I do like a dry brine on it. So I just try and get as much stuff off from being in the bag or whatever. Like so. So you get it all dried off. Some people like using, they'll use olive oil or mustard for a binder. I usually don't. I've started doing it without, if I use any, I did mustard in it once or twice, but avocado would be the thing that you would do, but normally I just don't. I'll let it sit like this for a few minutes, but you'll just take and trim some of it up. This only takes a few minutes. Just kind of trim it up a little bit. You can, if you wanted to, you could ask your butcher to finish trimming it up, but they do a kind of a quick rough trim on it, which saves you a little bit of money. It doesn't take much, like I say, to trim it up. A good nice sharp knife really helps out. Get off some of the excess fat on there. Let me turn this a little bit. I'm probably doing this the wrong way so you can't see it, huh? Let's turn it again so you can see it. You don't want to take too much, you just want to get the little bit of the chunks of the fat off of it. Just kind of trim it up a little bit. You're probably, I mean, if you've deer hunted, you're probably pretty decent at this. Or had to skin a deer or whatever. So like now, all this stuff that I'm taking off now, I won't throw any of it. What I do with it is I'll still cook it all up. All this scrap, I cook all that up, and that makes a fabulous dog treat. Your dog will love you. He'll be your best friend. Huh? Shiloh will be thanking me. He says that's what humans do. Get under there, shave some of this off. I'm just getting some of the silver skin and the fat is all I'm taken off. If you got home from work early too, you could probably do it like this, or you can just trim it up, season it, and throw it right on the grill too. But today this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what they call a little bit of a dry brine. It's not very long because I'm gonna cook it tonight yet for dinner. So we're taking the rest of that fat right off of there. You can leave some of the fat on there, but my wife likes me to take all of it or the majority of it off, just because the meat itself tastes so good. Like I say, we'll get just the two of us. We'll get 3 meals out of this. I mean, it's a pretty big chunk of meat that you're getting. I just got a little bit of fat right here. We're gonna trim back. And some people, what they'll do is they'll, like this little end, if you can leave it on there, but this will cook way faster than the rest of it. So I just kind of trim it right up a little bit, kind of score it off so you get a nice, like I say, that thin piece would cook real fast. I mean, if you want to cook it all together, and then as you're cooking, you can chop it off there and have a little eating while you're cooking, or you're going out to check on it. Wow, look at that side. It's got all kinds of trimming to do. Usually they're not quite like this, but we'll trim it up just a little more. The guy at the butcher shop, he must have been really busy, because usually there's not this much on there. Usually it's pretty minimal, and you can cook them just right up the way they are, but like you say, the silver skin, I usually try and take that off. Like I say, I don't throw any of it away. I'll cook it all up for the dog. And then what I do to season it for the dog is whatever's left on the cutting board, I mop it up with that. That usually does really good. Gracie girl. Gracie's snoozing over there. She's getting her afternoon nap in. She already had her morning nap. There she looks like she's trimmed up all the way around. You leave a little bit of stuff in there if you want. If you wanted to be a little leaner, you could go in, cut a little more if you wanted to. I usually don't get real carried away. I leave a little bit on there, but. And then this is the point where some people would lather their avocado oil on there. That's look at that. Yeah, this is usually the point where people would take their olive oil or their mustard, put it on there. Me, I just leave it just like that. We took a little bit of the stuff off there, but if you look, you can already see there's the moisture starting to come back right to the top. So there's a little bit of moisture on there. And then when you're seasoning for the smoker, what I usually do is, like, this is our Hollywood. It's a general purpose. Bearded Butchers, it's a general purpose seasoning. Don't be shy with your seasonings. Oh, I gotta shake it up a little bit. You don't get a little over a hand width above it, kind of sprinkle it on, and you can see how it's accumulating on there. So you want to put a real decent amount, because this is a good chunk of meat. So that's the general. The bold, the Bearded Butcher's bold, this stuff is really good. It kicks it up a notch. It's got a little spice to it, but not a lot. It's probably less than a mild salsa for spice to it, but it also has a meat tenderizer in it, and you can see how it's getting coated really good. Like, you can hardly see the steak now. And then the black, that has coffee grounds in it. That helps with getting a nice bark to it. Shake it up a little bit. She dried up a little bit on me. But I sprinkle that on there. That helps with getting the bark. And like I say, don't be afraid of putting seasoning on. Season it up really good. So you can see how that's, I mean, there's a pretty good amount on there. And you can just, you don't want to rub it, you just want to pat it in. Just pat it down, straight up and down, just light. You don't have to really put too much into it. And then from there, all your seasoning stays right on there. You don't need a binder or anything like that. So we're going to do the same thing to the back side. So we're going to start out with our Hollywood. You can use like a general purpose. This is just how we like doing it. I mean, you can get a seasoning, a general purpose seasoning from your butcher, or whatever seasoning you like. But like I say, don't be afraid to put a decent amount on it. Put some on there so it's nice and coated. This is the bold one that's got a little bit of spice to it. And then here we're coming back with our black, and that'll help us get the bark on the outside, so like your crust. It's got a little bit of coffee grounds and some other stuff in it. But the black, I mean, pretty much any brand that you go with it, it says black on it. That's what it is it's for helping getting a nice crust. And then you just pat it in. And then what I do, like you can see, that's nice and gorgeous, huh? But you can see the edges aren't done. I just dip them right in the excess that fell on the board, and then flip it over, get your other excess in there, and then you can see now the sides are all covered. We'll get the ends covered up a little bit, and you can see the seasoning stays right on there. We didn't put any anything on it, nothing else we put on it. We didn't put mustard or olive oil or anything. The seasoning stays right in there. Really nice. And then what we do from there, after you patted it down, and like I said, I don't throw any of the scraps away. I just roll it around on the board to get the rest of the seasoning up. We'll just go around it. And this is, like I said, this is just the trimmings that I trimmed off. I mean, that's a really good, that's a decent amount. You could probably cut that in half, give half to the dog tonight, or half, like I'll give all of this to my dog tonight when we cook. I'll cook it on the smoker just like I cook the rest of it. I'll throw it right on there, and then that's it from there. You could, what I would do, hold on one sec, I'm gonna wash my hands. We're gonna grab a plate. If you were gonna cook this right now, what I would do is let it sit for like a half hour, just like this, right on your counter. Let it sit for like a half hour, 45 minutes, hour, half hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick it on a plate. Try and get it on a plate, and then I'll stick my drippings in there on the plate to let it, and then what I'm going to do is just stick it in the fridge just like that, so you won't put saran wrap on it, nothing, just put it right in the fridge. You can let it sit overnight if you want. I'm just going to let it sit for a few hours this way. It's 2 o'clock now, and I'm going to put it on at 4, so it'll have about 2 hours of like a dry brine to it. But you could put it on the grill, just let it sit for a half hour like this, and then put it on the grill and start cooking. I mean, you can go right to it, but tonight I'm doing this, and I'll send you another video later when I put it on the grill, but I'll get you this one so you can see what it looks like. And that's what it looks like. Nice and beautiful, barely fits on the plate. Good stuff. We'll stick her right in the fridge.